Hey guys, this is Tyler or Yams from PC Flipping Central. Just wanted to do kind of a fun video today. We're gonna ask AI to give us some parts to PC flip with. I don't want to spend too much money, so I think I'm gonna ask it for like a $300 PC flip. But we're just gonna see what parts it gives us, and then we're gonna try to build the computer as close to what the AI tells us as we can. Now we might have to switch some parts up just a wee bit, or we might try to skew the results a little bit, but we're gonna see if ChatGPT is actually a decent option for this. So I'm just gonna ask it, make me a parts list for my PC flip where the cost is $300 USD, list some various parts that I could get used, include CPU, RAM, GPU, power supply, storage, CPU, cooler, and chassis. And I'm actually just realizing I forgot the motherboard in there, but let's see what it says. So for the CPU, it's saying that we should get an i5-10400F for 70 to 85 bucks. I think that's a little bit high. I mean, 70 is probably kind of my max for a CPU like that. An alternative is a Ryzen 5 3600. It says 80 to 90. I also think it's a little high. RAM, whoa, okay. For a 16 gigabyte kit of DDR4 at 3200 megahertz, I'm normally paying like 25 bucks at max. So this is also estimating a little high, but that's good for RAM. Graphics card 1660 Super. I like that. It's a great budget graphics card. 1660 Super freaking kills it. Now, $100 to $120 is really high. I think, dude, max I'd pay is like $75. Last time I got 1660 Supers, I got them for 67 bucks a piece. So this is definitely high. And then it says an alternative is an RX 580 8 gig. The RX 580 is a little bit older than the 1660 Super, and it actually doesn't perform as well, even though it has more VRAM for the 8 gig version. So I think I'm gonna kind of disregard that. It says get an EVGA 500 watt 80 plus bronze. Unfortunately, ChatGPT makes a mistake of the reliable brands, because no brand is reliable. Only the unit that they produce is. You know, Corsair, EVGA, and Seasonic all make some pretty crap power supplies, but they also all make some pretty good ones. So we'll probably have it be more specific here. It says a 500 gigabyte NVMe for $25 to $30. I think, yeah, you could get a used 500 gig NVMe for that price. It's not bad. And then it says an alternative is a 1 terabyte SATA for only $5 more. I would personally want this for more storage. I actually think that most people won't notice a difference between a SATA SSD and an NVMe for loading times unless you're really paying attention. But I would pay $5 more for double the storage all day. Now it says a stock cooler for a 10400F. The Intel stock cooler is kind of trash. I would normally swap that. A stock cooler for a 3600 I would probably use because the AMD stock cooler is a little better. It says an upgrade option is a Hyper 212. The Hyper 212 is so popular on the internet for some reason, so I can see why it says that. It says 20 bucks. And then for the chassis, it says a Cooler Master Q300L. That's actually about the price for one. I think it might be like $43 on Amazon right now or something. The Q300L is not the greatest case ever. It has really bad cable management, has an acrylic side panel. It's kind of tough to work in, but it is cheap. I'm gonna say remake the list, but include a motherboard in the cost this time. Keep every part something that can be bought used. You can get something slightly older. I like the recommendation. I like the 1660 Super, so keep that. Can you be more specific with the PSU selection? All right, let's see what it says. So it's a CPU and motherboard combo. It's actually grouping them together. It says an Intel Core i5-9400F with a B360 or H310 motherboard. It says 80 to 100 bucks for the combo. It's actually not a bad price. That's recommending there. 9400F is 6 core 6 thread, so not hyper threaded, which is sad, but yeah, that's a good combo. And then it says an alternative is a Ryzen 2600 and B450. With a build like this, I wouldn't even mind getting a B350 or even an A320 if it was a little cheaper. And the cool thing about the Ryzen 2600 is it is hyper threaded. It has a little worse like single core speed than the 9400F, but that's actually a really good combo there. Stuck with the 1660 Super, like I said. Same with the RAM. Obviously, like I said, that's a little high. Gives us the brands with a cheap build like this. Don't care about the brand. RAM is really compatible across motherboards and CPUs, so you really don't have to worry about the brand. Oh, and then it also went down to 3000 megahertz, but it's saying the same price, so I don't know why I did that. Power supply, now it's being more specific. It's saying a 600 watt BQ. 600 watt is more than we need. You would maybe need like a 450 watt for this build. 25 to 35 bucks used. I actually think that's a little unrealistic. BQ isn't a terrible unit. The CX550M is a good unit, so I actually like these recommendations. Storage, it says a 480 gig SATA SSD. We can definitely do that. Stock cooler, and then it says a Deepcool Matrix 30. Fun fact, the first PC I ever built was in a Deepcool Matrix 30, but let's see. I don't even know if they're selling that anymore. Yeah, they're really not. So, wow. Oh, wow. The Masterbox Q300L is only $37 right now. Oh, $8 delivery cost. Okay. No thanks. So we actually could do a Q300L for this build. All right. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Start a new PC part picker list. What we're going to do is look for the parts for this build and buy them. and then build it up, and I'm gonna show you guys how it goes and how I sell it. There was this post that popped up on Hardware Swap where he was selling an Asus Prime H310M with an i5-9400F. It's this right here. So not bad. The cool thing when you have the 8th and 9th gen CPUs, they have TPM, like they all support Windows 11 perfectly fine. And like it has an NVMe slot here. Now the only thing is this motherboard's really small. It's smaller than normal micro ATX. And then it only has 2 RAM slots, which is okay. We're only going to use 2 sticks anyways. Anyways, this was a really good option and it's 80 bucks, but I asked him to do 70 shipped and he said yes. So that's pretty baller. That's a decent deal. I don't mind that. Let's see what else we got. A 1660 Super. Let's see how much they're selling for on eBay right now. An HP OEM 1660 Super. It's about 100 bucks after shipping. That's not a good deal. 1660 Supers aren't like hard to get. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I said it before. The last time I got one of these cards, I bought 6 of them and they were $67 a piece. So I'm really looking for 80 bucks max here for a 1660 Super. Now, obviously this right here says we could spend 100 to 120 bucks, but I like profit. So I have one of those 1660 Supers from those 6 that I bought. So I could just use that. I'm going to put down an offer on this. It's kind of the best deal that we can just get readily available. So I'm going to put down an offer on this. Normally when it's something new like this, you don't want to go too low. So I'm literally just going to say $18, just try to get $2 off. That way after tax, we're not paying that like a little over 25 bucks. Just cause like I said, $25 is kind of my max. Anyways, we're going to put down this offer. We're going to see how that goes. It'll be $23.65 after tax. I did buy some SSDs recently new. I bought these aiassisted SSDs. That one for $44.82 piece. We're just gonna put that in right now. aiassisted 1 TB SSD. Boom. I guess we should just kind of follow the list. So we'll say this Q300L. Now power supply, 35 bucks used. Look, you could get it locally for that price for sure, but I live in a small town. There's like nobody selling computer parts locally here. So I have to get pretty much everything shipped. So we're just gonna look for a 500 watt power supply. This is the best deal we've seen so far. It's, about 35 bucks, 37 after tax. Not terrible. So we're going to make an offer on this. We're going to say 25 bucks, which will add up to $34.41. So we're going to put down that offer. So now we really only need a graphics card and a cooler, and we have $100 to spare, which is great. The graphics card is going to take a long time to find, to kind of look for a deal for. So I'm just going to say we're going to use our 1660 Super. It's an Asus TUF model. It was like 67 something, so I'm just gonna round it to 68 bucks for it. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, that's a pretty good deal for a 1660 Super. Shoot for under 80 bucks for that. That's what I'm gonna say. And even if you got it for $80, you're at $290. And so then you could get a really cheap cooler or get a decent cooler and go a little over budget. I'm just gonna show you guys what I bought last. I bought these coolers, 3 of them for $32.48, which was $10.83 for each cooler. And I'm just gonna add that. So just to recap, following ChatGPT's instructions. So it said stock cooler. I decided not to do that since we had a little bit of extra budget left. And the Intel stock cooler, I really only use it on like i3s. It gets pretty hot with the i5s. Join our Discord with the link in the description. We post deals in there all the time. I think that's where I got this cooler from. Like someone in our server notifies you when there's a deal on PC parts. So $10.83 after tax for an RGB tower cooler is really, really good. Join our Discord and you can get deals like that if you just wait for a bit, wait for them, keep an eye out. So I'm gonna order up all these parts and then we're going to see when they come in. We're gonna build a computer. I'm gonna show you guys the whole process there, show you guys how I sell it, and then show you guys how much profit I'm gonna make. All right, the last part arrived today, so let's take a look at everything. Here's a reminder of the prices we paid for all of these. My offers on the RAM and power supply both got accepted, so we saved a couple bucks on that. Just want to say this power supply arrived disgusting. I actually had to take it apart and clean it up, which I almost never have to do, but I don't recommend taking apart your power supply as it can be dangerous. Also, I had to throw in this ARGB to SATA adapter for the CPU cooler, and I added a USB Wi-Fi card. So let's get this thing built and set up. All right, here's the finished product. Looks pretty great for a nice little budget build. So the last thing that I want to ask ChatGPT here is how much we should sell this computer for. So we had to pick out our parts. Let's see how much profit it thinks we should be able to make on this. I'll preface this. I think that we can get probably $500 out of this on Java, maybe $450 locally. I just said, hey, again, I followed your guide. Here's the parts I got for this flip. Listed them, and then I told him my total cost was $300.33 USD after tax. And then asked, how much do you think I can sell this for? When I sell online, there's a seller's fee of 6%. If you guys don't know, on Java, it's actually now up to 12%. But if you made your account and started selling when it was down at 6%, you actually get to keep that, which is really awesome for me. Sorry for all you new guys to Java. But yeah, so I only get a 6% fee online. And then I basically just said I priced my online listings a little higher because of that. So let's see what ChatGPT is going to say. All right, here's what he says. Suggested price is $475 to $525 for local pricing. Local buyers appreciate plug-and-play systems, which this is. Highlight the GTX 1660 Super's performance and the 1TB SSD. I agree. We should probably market that 1TB SSD a bit. Online pricing, he says $525 to $575. This is kind of crazy. Let's go on Java right now and just look at some gaming PCs for in that price range. What did he say? $525 to $575. And yeah, let's see what else there is. Okay, now, albeit the pictures of this are, sorry to this guy, these aren't great. These aren't good pictures. They're very grainy, and his cable management really leaves something to be desired. One of his fans is not spinning. Anywhoskies though, this computer is $550 and it has a better CPU, better and newer CPU, and a way better graphics card. Let's see, this one has a 1080 and a Ryzen 2600. That will perform a little better. What I'm saying is $575 is really high, especially, I don't know, spec wise. What I'm going to do is make the listings for this. We're gonna say $525. We're gonna list it at $525 online to go with this. And I think locally, why don't we say $500? So let me make the listings. And after I do that, we'll see how fast it takes to sell, or I guess how long it takes to sell. It's been about a week and a half since I had this posted for $525 on Java and $475 locally. We've had literally no bites, so I dropped the price $50 on both listings. It is the end of January though, so sales tend to be a bit slower around this time. If you guys want to know when this build sells and how much profit I end up making, be sure to join our Discord with the link in the description and I can let you know. At the minimum, I'm going to make about $100 of profit, I think, but I'm shooting for closer to $150 once this sells. Thanks for watching this video until the end. Make sure to like and subscribe for more PC flipping related content. Once again, I'm Tyler, and I'll see you guys in the next video.